Live. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, everybody. Welcome to the Wired for Real Estate podcast. Today we have Ed Stulak, who is a freaking monster, and not just because he's 6'9", but because he's been voted one of the top 100 real estate influencers in 2023. And just like us, he's another elite agent with Real Broker, so he's near and dear to Melody and I's heart. He's here today from a little town in New Jersey for all y'all, and he's here to teach all of y'all about how he went from this starting realtor to now he's lauded as an influencer in the real estate space and all over social media. Wired for Real Estate podcast, the show that's all about empowering agents with the latest tech, tools, and tactics to take your business to the next level. If you're a producing agent who's looking to boost your productivity and enhance your marketing effectiveness, you're in the right place.
Join us as we explore the cutting-edge strategies and insights that are shaping the real estate industry today. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, our expert guests and hosts will share valuable tips and practical advice to help you succeed.
So sit back, tune in, and get ready to elevate your real estate game with the Wired for Real Estate podcast.
All right, Ed, you're on.
And I'm excited.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank
so
you.
I think that Ian had a question to start off with.
Oh.
Yeah, Ed. I hear you have a huge net worth. Is that the one? Okay, wait. Let's skip past that. What is an influencer? Let's start there.
An influencer is someone who makes a impact, whether it's a negative or positive impact in society.
Okay. And so would you call yourself an impact in the real estate space like everyone else calls you?
I'd like to consider myself one. Yeah.
I think you make an impact. Melody, you think he makes an impact?
I think so. I have a question, Ed. When you started, because you've been in business 6 years or longer?
Just ago.
Yeah. So when you started, was that something you intentionally tried to do, or you were just like, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this real estate thing?
Not at all. My little story is that I'm a social media guy who found real estate, not the opposite.
Right.
So I was in social media for a while, helping other influencers and celebrities with their personal brands, their content creation, managing their portfolios, and so on and so forth. And one day I just realized it wasn't really paying the bills. Amazing experience, great education, awesome skill sets to learn. Not paying the bills though. I need to do something else. So that's when I dove into real estate, long story short of this all. And that's when I eventually started selling real estate, making good money, but also distinctly noticing that a lot of real estate professionals are not good at the one thing that I've just been learning for the past so many years, social media.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can teach them something that realtors don't know about, because we're constantly on the go. Let me answer, call, phone, this, transaction, knocking on doors, prospecting. But where do they fit in social media into that all to also benefit? And they don't. And those that do, very slim. So I figured, all right, let me try this social media thing in real estate, see if it even works before I start preaching to the world, hey, social media works. And I got my first lead, my second lead, I got a closing and another one. And then, I have a story which I hopefully can share with us during this podcast that really helped me change my life and my business. That did happen through social media. So once I realized that it does work, I have to teach others. And so now I'm teaching a lot of realtors worldwide about social media and personal branding.
That's awesome, because I think we talked about this earlier, is there are realtors now that want to be influencers because they see the reach that influencers have. I think they see the success, and like you just said, clients, leads, whether it be from Instagram, TikTok. Because I think before it was like, so I grew up as a second generation realtor. And I remember when TikTok came out, I'm like, oh, just another thing. It's these young little millennials that they're just going to do TikTok. They just want to play with the next toy, thinking like, good for you, you're playing. But then going, wait, they're getting business from it. I think that's when it catches people's attention. It's not just this thing. Because when I started, Facebook was like this, everyone looked down at me for being on Facebook. Like, you're just wasting your time on Facebook. And we all know how that went. Mm-hmm. So tell me, like, what were you doing before real estate? Like you said, you were coaching them, but like on what platforms and like how are you helping people grow, and like how did that transition into real estate for yourself?
2012, I was just I'm going to date myself, graduating from high school in 2012, and
Just a baby.
I'm a baby. I'm totally a baby. And so I hopped on Instagram because it was the thing to hop on back then. And Facebook was already very populated. A lot of people were on there, but Instagram was like the new thing, the new competition. And so I got on there, I tried it out. And I also got onto Vine, if we remember that.
Oh my.
So I was on Vine for a few years and just posting, and man, I was doing so much on there, just having fun, taking advantage of this new platform that you can film 6-second videos on and get this crazy exposure from people that aren't even your followers or friends with you. What? All right, that's cool. I want exposure. So I started doing that. And then, of course, Vine was bought out. That stopped, but Instagram continued to grow. So I said, how can I leverage more off of this Instagram thing? Because every time I post something, it seems to me that people are aware of it. People are noticing it, liking it, engaging with it, commenting, right? Sharing it potentially. What if they actually ended up buying whatever I'm posting? It could be whatever. I didn't know what exactly I wanted to be selling per se, but let me get exposure for something. And I didn't have a brand at that time just yet. I was known as this hockey guy. I'm not 6'9", by the way, Ian. I'm 6'4", all right, like 6'3", all right. I'll tell all the girls when I'm 6'4". But
I'm not taller than the two of us.
Later, we're gonna have to pull up a video, and you'll see Ed and I standing next to each other. He's 6'9". That's great.
But you make me look like I'm 5'4". I'm scared of you, Ian. Let's be real. So I had this brand of a hockey guy, and that's all I was known for my whole life. Played hockey since I was 4 years old, got to college, that's where it ended. And that's where social media began. And so I was growing this reputation, this brand, and then other people started to notice, Ed, whatever you're doing, can you do that for me and my business? Of course I can. Let me help you out. And what I started to notice is that every time I gave value, or I taught someone something, or I did the social media for them, they always grew. They always got something for it. They always felt some sort of appreciation. Their business went to the next level. I was always helping them out. So I realized all that, and I said, I got to stop doing that for others and do it for myself now. But I don't think I want to do social media all my life and marketing and branding. It's cool. Can't do that though all my life. I want to do something else, something that really makes money. That's when I discovered real estate. I can dress up in nice, pretty clothes and make some good money. So that was like the back end,
Yeah. Well, and I want to ask, because I'm very curious what you do. What are your like top tips for realtors to grow? Because I know for me, for Instagram, it's been a myth. Like it's been a okay, I'm here, I'm connected with my sphere and just providing value. I'm not a just listed, just sold realtor that posts just like picture after picture that I just listed something and sold something, and never seemed to break through. You talked about doing it quite early on. So just like TikTok, I think people who did it early on were able to see some really quick growth. So I'm very curious to see how you've helped people with the way things are working now versus when you first started.
It's always important to take advantage of something in its early stages. That's for sure. But you have to know what to take advantage of, and you have to be a little bit strategic, intentional, sophisticated with your decisions. And my meaning behind what I'm saying here is I understood very early on that Instagram was going to be a thing of longevity. There was definitely longevity behind it. TikTok. I got onto TikTok in 2019, and I remember the first time I ever posted on there, and I can tell you my first 4 posts that I ever posted on TikTok, because I was very early stages of trying out this new thing that everyone was against. So I said, all right, let me try it out myself and see if it is something that we should be against or if we should actually stand strong by it. I posted my first video on TikTok in 2019. I got like 10 likes, or 10 views. Sorry, I got 10 views. But 10 views of people that did not follow me. So I was curious where those views were coming from. I said, all right, let me post another one. Posted the next day, got 200 views. Okay, where are these coming from? I only have 5 followers now, but 200 views? I'm intrigued. Post 3 got about 300 views. This is incredible. I don't know what's happening, but let me try a fourth time. The fourth time I posted, I got 72,000 views. It was at that moment that I realized this is something that needs to be taken advantage of. I don't care what others are saying. This has to be implemented into one's business strategy because the exposure is immense. It's insane for one's growth and awareness. Someone would be silly enough to not try to take advantage of this for the long term for their business. So I got on there and started posting every single day since then. Now, Clubhouse. Let's talk about Clubhouse. Something that was very early, right? January 2nd of 2021, I got a text message saying, hey man, are you on Clubhouse yet? I said, what's Clubhouse? And I ignored the text message. Second text message, someone else shared me the link to Clubhouse and said, hey man, Clubhouse, everyone's on here right now. This thing is so hot. You should totally be on there. I said, okay, now you got my attention. Second person in 2 days. This is weird. So January 4th, all right, just a few days, it took me to realize that Clubhouse is going to die very quickly. Again, this was my...
How did you know it was going to die?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
I call it the Pokemon Go effect, right? Pokemon Go effect, which is Pokemon Go was a thing and it was the hot item and the thing that was on the top 10 iTunes list for about 2 solid weeks. And then it died down. Are there people that are still playing it? Of course. Are there people that are still on Clubhouse? Of course. But are people talking about it? No, they're not. People are talking about things that are relevant, that are impactful, that are valuable, and TikTok is that. There's a guy, let's talk about something relevant right now, okay? Matt Rife. Do we know Matt Rife?
I don't.
Cool. Ian?
No, I don't. I've seen his picture places. I have no idea who he is.
Right?
Wait a minute,
Right?
is that the comedian?
There you go.
Yes, okay.
Context clues.
Yes.
And it's TikTok that has helped him push his brand awareness to where he is today. I applaud this kid. I wish he listened to this podcast and heard me say this stuff. I love everything he's doing because he took advantage of a platform where he knows is very oversaturated. There's a lot of people, a lot of competition, and especially in the world of entertainment where it's so hard to really sneak through the cracks and get your shining bright audience and attention is so hard. Yet he did it. Not because he's just on a platform that works. No, he knows what he has to offer to the world. He was hella consistent with it. And he really pushed on a platform that gets stupid amount of awareness. Way too much, to be honest. One of his latest videos has 45 million views. Probably within the past few months, he's grown his following from about maybe 3 million to about 14 million now. He's grown immensely because of TikTok. TikTok has allowed him to get Matt Rife being talked about in every industry, to the point where even realtors are right now having their for sale signs and saying, this house comes along with Matt Rife tickets, ha ha ha, because it's that hard to get a ticket to one of his shows. Insane what TikTok has done for this kid's business and life and personal brand. And I applaud him, and man, I wish him so much luck. But it's because of TikTok that has gotten him that exposure. It's not like he did anything else on the side. Maybe he did that we don't know about, but it's TikTok where people are making us talk about him in the sense. And you saying, oh, isn't it that comedian? That's crazy.
And I'm not even on TikTok a whole lot.
That's crazy.
Because I think he shows up in my either Facebook or Instagram reel feed, because obviously it's cross posting or something. And so, yeah, because I tried the TikTok for all of a few months last year. And then I'm like, this is not, I can't do this. It's just, there's a lot of complainers that I was getting on there. I'm like, this is not the business I want to attract. YouTube was like my thing. And I'm like, why don't I just stick with that? And so I have TikTok, but I didn't hear about Matt through there even. So that's like, it's expanding outside of that platform.
I remember exactly where I saw him. I saw a Facebook post, and I never go on Facebook, right? So unless it's a messenger thing. I saw a Facebook post that was a realtor saying, I can't get you Matt Rife tickets, but I can sell this house for you. Something to that effect. And I thought, oh, okay, who's this guy? And that's where I was at. But I remember, just the fact that they talked about the tickets, it's interesting that he's created that much of an allure in what seems like a short amount of time. But, tip of the iceberg. We don't know what he's done to get to this point. He may have been on Vine or Musically and all these other apps way before.
He was really young looking. I don't think he was born when Vine was.
I don't know. Just
I think I Googled him. I think he's like in his 20s.
Listen.
Okay, there were kids on. Do you know Marcus Brownlee? Does that name ring a bell?
Mm-mm.
Super short. He's a YouTube guy. He started when he was 13, and now he's not even 30, and he's got 14 million subs on there. So #1 top tech reviewer on YouTube.
Crazy.
It's things like that if you have value to bring to the world and you know how to expose it through platforms that matter and will stay of a matter and will be staying relevant, as I mentioned, like TikTok, like Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is overpowering all, I would say. And not many people are on there, unfortunately. Fortunately, but unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? Less competition for you. God bless. But platforms like Clubhouse, where everyone talks about it overnight, listen, I believe in physics. I believe as fast as something goes up, it comes down. That's how I look at things when they are talked about so quickly in such a short amount of time, like a crazy amount. It's the Pokemon Go effect, is what I call it. It will go as quick as it came.
Are you forecasting Matt Rife's career?
No, I am not. No, I am not. What I am saying, though, he has something that he and by the way, he's not just posting on TikTok. He's posting on Facebook. You just said it. He's posting on all the platforms that matter. Clubhouse, I don't know if he's even on there. To be honest, maybe he is. Maybe he's doing some stand-up shows on there, but I don't know about that. But the relevant platforms he's on. And that's what I mean, is that if you are on the relevant platforms early enough, and if you are posting there consistently and throwing out valuable content, not the just sold and just posted and listed and this and that, right? It's actually stuff that I want to stop and watch and engage with. You have my attention and you're going to win in the long run, but stick consistent with it, because if you don't, that's where you start to die. That's the unfortunate of it.
So which one did you start with first in real estate? Or did you do both at the same time for Instagram and TikTok?
It was Instagram first in 2012, 11-ish, 2011, and then TikTok in 2019. So TikTok is a little newer of a platform, so it wasn't relevant yet, or it wasn't born yet.
Right. So then, let me just see. Oh, Ian wants to talk about ChatGPT because
I would love to talk ChatGPT.
Well, he wants to just include ChatGPT into our conversation. Doesn't want to leave the conversation.
Let's
just pull it up. Oops, that's and then what are we asking it? I was going to ask Ed. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT first.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Ed, what are the things he did to grow and how fast did you grow? Like if it was a slow slog where it was like 100, then 500, or was it like this huge?
It wasn't a spike. It took some time. And from 2011 until about 2015, 16, I grew my following up to about 8,700 followers on Instagram. And from that point on is when I realized who my audience is, and I started being very consistent to them, and that is real estate professionals. So from 2015 until about today, it's been going up and up and up.
So I just asked it, what are the, oh gosh, it's going so fast. What are the things you should do to grow your Instagram to be an influencer? And it gave us 10 tips. 10. And I don't know if you agree with these at all. So the first one says define your niche, determine the specific area or topic you want to focus on.
I literally just said that, right? 2015, I found my niche. I found it. I want to stick to real estate professionals. That's who I'm going to advertise my content to.
Do you have to ask ChatGPT if it's niche or niche? Do you have to do that?
Niche.
Tomato, tomato.
It's niche.
Niche, that's funny.
What about optimize your profile? So I know, so I'm quite OCD. So before I had my like Instagram all pretty, I wanted to like a white, like I had the tiled thing going on so that it would all have it. There's other people that have like the colors, which I've tried before too, where it's like all the same tones.
Have you seen where your grid is the image?
Yeah, that's also annoying though.
If
you see the post and you just see like this partial of your face and then
I agree.
You can never post again. You have to post 9 at a time every time.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But Ed, you don't have that on yours. Let me just
I don't. Optimizing your profile, so to making look what social media a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I have my highlight section. I
went to your other one, your Orbits group.
Yeah, that's my team page. But there has to be a little bit of consistency in terms of fonts and in terms of colors. That's a very important thing. So my color is blue. Right away, you can tell. Oh, okay, he
Well, we
uses
know
a
why
lot of
that
blue.
is.
Why? Why is that, Ian? Tell me.
Because of our brokerage. It matches perfectly, or pretty close.
But okay, but on your actual feed though, it's yellow.
Yeah.
Or white.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say the blue is calming. Maybe there's some psychology behind it, not just the fact that it coincidentally matched the brokerage.
The blue actually matches my eyes, and I went with something that I cannot change.
That's
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Blue is also trustworthy. Blue is also very
I'll give you
peaceful
that
and
one.
calming. So I figured I would match those two up. And then blue and purple is such a nice like spring color, and that's also very nice.
Scroll up.
To what?
Right there with cast.
Eyes?
No, to the right of that.
Oh, yeah, to the right, top right.
Look at that. That's what I was talking about. So you can see my shadow overlaid with Ed, and you can see how tall he is. Look how tall this guy is. You got to click on it. You
can't even see you in it.
You will.
Same size.
Look how tall he is. I mean, she's also that tall.
She is pretty tall, yeah.
6'9", y'all.
I don't know. There's just an excuse for Ed to get some hugs on.
That's right. That's
He's
right.
just like, oh, what? You want me to do this again? Okay, let's do it again.
I still Ian for credit for that one.
So this is like to me, this is the non-manicured Instagram, because you've got Instagrams that are all like super manicured, but I don't actually think they get more views. I mean, like if people are watching on YouTube right now, you can see he has 52,000 followers. Clearly it doesn't affect him in any negative way, but maybe it's because you are an influencer. And
so I think one of the questions I would have is, has your rate of growth on Instagram changed lately? Right? Because you started off and you started like just exploding, and on Instagram and on TikTok. Have you seen that change since Instagram's gone through changes over the last few months?
Yes, definitely have. I've noticed that Instagram's growth is a little harder to win today. The algorithms have changed, which I don't even focus on algorithms anymore. I focus on authenticity, vulnerability, entertainment, and education. As long as I'm putting all of that out there, whatever the engagement is, will be. And I'm okay with it.
So you're saying that this Instagram focuses for agents. That's your niche, not clients like buyers and sellers.
For the most part, but
your group is for clients, yeah?
Say it one more time.
Your Orbis group, your
my Orbis group. Yep.
That's
my
for
team
clients.
is for real estate and all that, but I do post stuff on my personal page. You'll notice that I have a sale coming up. You'll have a listing I have. I definitely want to still continue to push that out there, but I don't hold back on pushing out the vulnerable side of myself as well. I don't want to just post business on business pages and then personal on personal pages. Everything that you need to learn about me or my business is right here. You're seeing it on Instagram.
When you talk about optimizing, look at the way this is laid out, where you have the tabs with Reel, Next Stop, Your Life, so they can click and see the stories, and then it's easy to identify what you want them to do. So if you want to ask about Reel, for example, or that you're a team leader of this group, all of that is in the very first section as soon as someone looks at you on their phone or on their computer. It's very clean.
Thank you. One of the first things that people notice when it comes to an Instagram page is how many followers do you have? Yes. What does your profile picture look like? Do you have highlights? Let me see your bio. Let me see all your posts. And that usually takes about 7 or so seconds for someone to judge you right away. Whether you're a scammer or you're a nobody or you're a public figure or you're whatever you are. It takes about 5 to 7 seconds for someone to judge you right away. But it's those things that they look at right away psychologically.
So I have a question. You have 971 posts. I'm sure you've posted more than that. Do you archive your posts?
Some, very little. I archived a lot of my beginning posts where I posted a lot of silly stuff. So I don't want people
I don't know. You think about that. That's approaching 3 years of content. It's pretty good.
Not bad.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure, because I have way more and I know that I don't post as much as you do. That's why I was like 971. I have like 1,300 posts or something.
I've got like 300.
stories.
I don't even know.
And then, so this is your reels.
Yup.
Do you have guides? Oh, you do have guides. And then, oh, this is just what you're tagged in. Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff.
So, and then on TikTok, let's talk about that because you're at 29,000. You just started in 2019, and whereas the other with Instagram, it's been almost 11 years.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I'm noticing it doesn't show your posts like Instagram does. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Well, it does here. So
Yes, you scroll towards the bottom.
Right, but it's not prominent. It doesn't show how many total posts.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. It doesn't highlight that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it doesn't matter to TikTok.
Well, and I'm not logged in either because it's just showing. And this is also, people don't look at TikTok on their computers. They usually look at TikTok on their phones.
Very true.
Right. But
people are noticing how many likes someone might have gotten or what that might be.
And I think when I was on your on my phone looking at it, you have pinned ones, don't you?
Yes.
Whereas on the computer here, there's nothing. It doesn't show.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's another thing.
And did you just start this series? Because I noticed that you have a few series on here.
The Asking Real Estate Pros series I started a few months ago, and it's just bringing on people that have a good tip to give out. So I'm just asking real estate pros for their secrets.
And do you post like frequency of post? How often do you post on Instagram, and how often do you post on TikTok?
Whenever I feel is right. I no longer go along the algorithm. I used to 3 to 5.
Did you go with the algorithm to build it up?
In the beginning, yes, because that's when it was important to do so. But today you can try to post 5 times, 20 times a week, and I just feel like it does nothing unless it's valuable. And if it's good and it's engaging, you'll do fine. You could do post once or twice or 3 times a week and you'll be fine.
All right. So the real question I have is, are you using the same content for both platforms?
Ish. So depending on if it's, I know my following on TikTok, I know my following on Instagram. Instagram is heavily real estate agent based. TikTok, heavily real estate agent based. So if it's anything to do with real estate or humor about real estate or education about real estate, I'll probably post on both. If it's more so education based, I don't really post it on TikTok as much. TikTok is more so, haha, let me laugh. Let me be entertained. Instagram is a little bit of a combination of all of the above. Entertaining, educational, emotional. Instagram, I'm a lot more vulnerable. TikTok, I'm a lot more entertaining. And I want to entertain more people so they talk about me more, share their stuff, engage with me more, and then find me on Instagram to learn more about me.
Now, do you think that's more because of the demographic that's on there, or do you think it's something that you've cultivated?
Something I've cultivated, something I've definitely developed. I would definitely say that for sure. TikTok is such a diverse platform now with so many different ages and characters.
So I don't know where we are with ChatGPT, but for the moment, can you talk about how you manage your time with the posting? I think that's a good one. Like, what's your process on that?
Many
at a high level,
Sure. Many say they don't have time for social media. I don't entirely think that is necessarily true. They don't know how to utilize social media for their benefit. So the time that they do put in it is valuable for them. So they go and make the excuse of, I don't have time for it. Well, they'd rather go and make cold calls for 3 hours and, maybe get some good traffic or some sort of feedback. I don't know. My team does it. I encourage it. Go for it. Make cold calls. It's another tool in the tool belt. Don't forget, just got it's not just the screwdriver and the measuring tape. You got a lot more tools in that tool belt. Don't forget about them. But if you really like your screw gun, right? And if that is your social media, use it. Don't why use a hand screw? For what reason? It's going to take you longer to get that bolt out, right? Like, this is how I look at social media for me. I love it. It's easy. I'm very good at it. I prospect on there. I've learned lead generation tips on there. So now I utilize them for my business. I get exposure, I get engagement, conversations. Like I'm getting exactly what a real estate agent is looking for. So why should I do anything else?
I think I like new agents, especially learning how to do all of these things. And here's why. If you get leads on social media and you have people coming in, but you don't know how to have the conversation with them and how to lead them down the funnel or the rabbit hole so that they can purchase and how to educate them along the way, then it's all for naught, right? So you can have a million leads come in, but if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter. And a cold call kind of forces you to learn how to have those hard, awkward conversations. And you can't say, well, you can't do the hand gesture. You don't have that trust built up. So the trust has to come from your language. And that is a skill in itself. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it for many years, but I think that forced me to get better at what I was doing at the time. And now it's just kind of ingrained. I think everybody should go through it.
Well said. Well said. I don't discount cold calling or door knocking. It still works. And
it's the worst, but it sharpens that saw. I tell you. Oh my gosh.
It definitely does. It definitely does. You're not wrong.
But you don't have to do it.
Wait, what?
I said, but if you don't have to do it, then why would you do it?
Oh, no. I agree. I don't do it. But when I was just super short, when I was early into real estate, we all did like 10 jobs at once trying to figure out what we were trying to accomplish. And I did a door knocking sales job for security systems. And so they would drop me off in the middle of a neighborhood and come pick me up at 8 p.m. and say, all right, what'd you do? And you had to just go and talk to everybody. And that just forced you into that position. So yeah. I think it was healthy. I'll never do it again. But I think it was healthy to learn, to have that experience, to know that I never want to do it again, but also to learn how to get better at it.
Agreed.
I think too. Agree. Like what Ed is doing on Instagram and TikTok, he is talking to people. It's not a cold call because they've been watching and following him,
right?
But it is still some sort of form of door knocking. I remember when there was no Instagram and TikTok, my coach at the time told me that the equivalent of knocking on doors is to add friends. So I would go and comment under my friends' like statuses, and then people would talk and you'd have conversations with them and you'd add them. Like that's not the way things work now, but that's how it was years ago. And so I'm more okay doing this than just going to someone's house and knocking on their door.
So this leads me into exactly what it is that I do for lead generation on social media, and I call it follow farming. Follow farming is just simply the sole concept of us farming, sending out mailers, door knocking, cold calling the specific areas and planting a seed, right? This is farming. Same concept, but I bring it over to the digital aspect. And the digital aspect is going onto Instagram, connecting with people that are in my town, businesses that are in my area, checking out their followers, because more than likely those followers are also locals, and engaging with them and commenting on their stuff. Or following accounts that are very heavily state, local oriented, meaning there's a platform or there's an account called n.com. So all New Jersey stuff. I'm going to follow that account. And then every time they post something New Jersey related, I'm going to go ahead and comment. One of my comments right now has about 4,000 likes because I left it on one of their platforms. And those people are now engaging with me and seeing my stuff.
That's on TikTok or Instagram? TikTok,
Instagram,
right?
Instagram. This is on Instagram. So reaching out to people like that is being proactive, is also initiating conversations with people that I have not had the ability or opportunity to just yet. And I'm engaging with people where they want to be engaged with. People don't want to be getting their door knocked on. If someone knocked on my door right now during this podcast, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, oh my God, now I have to go downstairs. The bell's ringing. I can't. But if I check this thing later on and I notice, new DM. Who met? Oh, John. Okay. Who's John? Let me talk to John. John's leaving me some big message right now. I'll get back to it later. But I can get back to it later. And I know that it's there. And I can talk to John and like his stuff. And if John happens to be around the corner from me, and I see his page, and he happens to be a local business owner. Maybe he owns a landscaping company here in my town. This is a good person that I just digitally knocked the door on. This is how I convert my social media likes into leads, how I convert followers into clients, how I convert followers into relationships and into normal friendships, just like we do in the outside world. Same thing.
Do you ever do it the other way around where you meet people in person and then you start following them?
What's that?
I think that's actually, people were so disgusted with me because I didn't follow you before I met you. And I met you in real life in Houston
Yes.
a year and a bit ago. You're like, that's Ed. I'm like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. But like I had no context of anything.
In person, yeah. Networking events. Actually, if I had my suit jacket on, you would see. Inside of my suit jackets, I flip it out like an FBI agent. I always have my Instagram handle on the inside of my suit jacket. It's tailored in there.
That's clever.
So everyone's like, "Hey, you have a business card?" I'm like, "No, but follow me." And they're like, "Oh, that's great." And it's a conversation starter.
If you were doing that in China, they would think you were selling them like some contraband cell phone or something inside their jacket pocket.
No.
I don't want your phone.
That's funny.
That's actually on ChatGPT. It says to network and attend events and like all the stuff you talked about. ChatGPT also said, but I think yours is more relevant.
Good.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting to hear how you're growing because I think a lot of us want that. And I guess TikTok gives you that immediate satisfaction, gratification, because it's like so fast. Whereas Instagram's like slowly building. And it used to frustrate me to no end. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, we just lost people. Now we got some people.
Yes. So I'll mention. So right now I'm writing a book. And I'm pretty sure I'm set on the title of the book. It's called Expose Yourself.
Oh, what kind of cover is that going to be?
Oh,
he's going to have the jacket. He has to.
Straight up, no shirt, no tie.
Yeah, no shirt,
remember the hologram like baseball cards or something? You'd turn it and it would change. That's the book cover. Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right, Ian.
Ed's gonna have to work out before you take.
Remember the pop-up Christmas cards where you'd pop it up? That could also be on the cover. Man,
look at you, Ian.
All day.
Let's turn into a whole branding session.
All day.
So one of the first chapters I talk about in this book is the big 4 questions that I ask people, right? Because we're talking right now, not to go too far off of this tangent here. You said a lot of realtors, a lot of people want to become these influencers today, grow a big following, have this massive engagement online and this brand awareness. But then I ask myself, number one, who are you to deserve that following? What are you doing to deserve the engagement? Right? What are you doing that makes people want to constantly come back for more and more and more? Number 3 is how are you going to make sure that you stick consistent with it? Because consistency is key to all this stuff. And then lastly, what are you going to do to retain this following? Because as easy as it is to show you how to get 10 new followers, how are you going to keep those 10 followers? A lot of people focus on, let me get more. Make your current ones happy. And if you can make them happy and give them exactly what they want and why they followed you in the first place, trust me, the word of mouth is going to be immense, amazing. They're going to tell all their friends to follow you. That 10 is going to turn into 12 real fast. And 12 is going to turn into 20. And then 20 is going to be 40 eventually. And so on and so forth,
Yeah. It's very similar to our careers in real estate, right? Everybody talks about getting that first client, but you get them, but then you still have to keep them. And if you keep them, it's a lot easier because they will refer people to you. It's the same process.
Well, it's a different marketing. What is it called? The guerrilla marketing strategy, where people just go and get clients and leave them in the dust after they've helped them already. They just move on to the next one. And that style still exists. But I don't think that's a style that like any of the social media goes for. And I think just to go about your influencer comment of like how people want to be influencers. I think why they want to be influencers is the biggest thing. They want to be influencers because they want a bigger reach so they can sell more houses. I don't think that realtors just want to be famous. Well, maybe they do because there's a lot of names and lights. But like if you're famous and you don't have a paycheck, I mean, that's not very, I don't know. That's the biggest smoke show ever. If you're like, ooh, look at me, I have 5 million followers and I sell one house a year. Unless that one house is a $20 million house a year, it's not really going to cut it. So I think people have to kind of cut through the crap too, in terms of like, why are you doing it? Because I think your motives get seen. Like you said, if you bring value to people and why do you deserve it isn't super important. I'm going to bring back the ChatGPT because Ian really wanted it, but I think you've already
just wanted to make sure we got through it all.
He did. He covered all of it. He talked about like this here. We talked about the network and attend events, analyze your performance in Instagram, cross promote on other platforms. We kind of talked about that when we talked about Matt, and then utilize Instagram features, which you did. We talked about you use the guides, you use highlights. You're obviously on stories, reels.
That's so wild. We literally talked about everything like accidentally, but this is very on point.
Do you use the notes, or like what features would you say you focus on today in Instagram and in TikTok?
Good question. I like that. So IG Reels, very important. IG Stories, second important. And DMs. I think direct messages are very important too. This is obviously where the true conversations go down. The comment section is fine, but it's very one-off. It's very like, oh, hey, Ian, dude, that was a great backflip. And you'll say, thanks, dude. Can't wait to do it again. And then it dies down. That's it, right? But the IG stories, dude, imagine like we had the same conversation, but in the DMs. I would feel a little bit more, not incentivized. I would feel more motivated, encouraged to actually continue the conversation going because it's very one-on-one. Maybe I would be like, dude, great backflip. And you say, thanks, dude. Like you should do it sometimes too. And I'll be like, I don't know how to. Can you teach me? And then all of a sudden that 2 comments turns into 12 with another, like there's the DMs are just expanded and stretched out longer and you never know where that conversation can go. At the end of the day, isn't real estate just about having conversations? Like, we're trying to funnel down to.
That brings me to a really interesting question. When do you decide that the people come off of the platform and onto, let's say, your CRM or something like that?
I think, logically speaking, as soon as you feel in your gut that it's right time. If someone's just having a conversation with you about, I'm just, starting to look at houses. Like, all right, well, that's cute, like, all right, let me know, But if someone says, we just, moved into New Jersey not too long ago and, we got our own house and this and that, like, I'm not going to necessarily throw them into my CRM. They might want to sell their house 7 years from now, but like, I don't know if I'm ready to put them into my CRM for that. You have to feel it. You have to truly feel it.
I think it depends on the relationship too, because if you're really connecting with that person, I might actually put them into my CRM and kind of adopt them into my real estate family because now I'm going to connect with them. But like you said, if you don't have a complete connection, it's kind of weird to just throw them in.
Yes, you're right, Melody. You're right. I have one client that till today, I don't have her in my CRM. If I were to pull her up right now, I don't think she's going to be in there. And I helped her buy a house. I helped her sell her house. I helped her friend start the process of selling her house. I helped her other friend with renting a property. I helped her other friend with having a conversation. I don't think she's in my CRM. That was all Instagram DM based. Literally.
That is like the real estate coach in me is just like,
I know, like who's sending her home evals or something.
There's no home analysis. There's none of that because of the trust that we've built for one another. Her and I communicate through the DMs almost all the time. And I'm sure if I looked at my stories right now, the last time she chatted with me is no further than 1 to 2 week span. And I think the last conversation was about a property that I just recently went to show one of my clients. And it was the same property that I showed her about 3 years ago when she was buying a property. And I sent her a picture of it and that's it. And then I said, remember this. And we started talking about it. And long story short is, I think if I were to put her into a CRM and start sending her, hey, looking to buy, looking to sell, here's the market update, I think that relationship with her and I is going to be tarnished.
I think that's the misunderstanding of what a CRM is.
Sure.
I have my clients in CRMs and they're not all on drips, right? Like if I had that kind of relationship with a client, I wouldn't put them on any of that stuff, but I would put them in there because I got their birthdays and we send out birthday cards and we have like assistants helping send out like gifts and stuff like that. So just to up that extra level, that's a whole other conversation. See, but if you have an idea of a CRM is going to force them to be like depersonalizing, that's the complete opposite of what a CRM should be doing. I think what you're doing is great, but it's also not scalable. Like you're not going to talk to hundreds and thousands of people at that level. There's going to be some people you just really mesh with, and it's not going to be hard to forget about their birthdays. But then other people, you don't not like them, but you're not going to remember. I mean, you're Ed Stulak. You have so many people. How are you going to remember?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. That is just a thing that I had a recent example of that I still don't have her in my CRM, but still is kind of converting. So,
but this is an example of why a successful agent can be that much more. Even Ed could be that much more successful.
Even Ed, what a compliment.
No, but it's just showing people, because I think a lot of people think, oh, it just piddly old me. I don't have that many clients. What do I need a CRM for? I don't have a CRM. But it's like even people who are influencers like Ed have an ability to grow. And there's different ways we all can grow. And I want to do a shameless plug for Ed. He has an Instagram course that's going to come out once his book is out. And I think you guys should, I'm very interested to check it out myself because I think it'd be interesting. We have, my other shameless plug is my membership guides people through the must-haves. And I think that Ed's is going to be a must-have thing to put in your marketing arsenal, because we only had just under like an hour to talk today about all the things you've done. And I think it's like, I thank you so much for your time. It's like, there's so much stuff he's done in such a short period of time. And I think the biggest key too is don't try to be him, be you. Because if you try to be Ed and that's not who you are, your following is not going to grow. It's going to look really lame. I think that's one thing you've talked about. Like they want authenticity and value, and authenticity means being you, not like if Ed starts trying to backflip, it's just gonna like, why is he doing that?
I think it'd be awesome
right now.
It'd be great. Heck yeah.
No. I don't know. You don't even live close to us. We don't know how to help you to get in.
Oh, I do. You just cut it in CapCut. We merge it together. Oh, it's good.
Good point.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Ian, do you have questions?
I have one last question. My question is, starting today, middle of 2020, I almost said 2024. Oh my gosh. The middle of 2023, if you could only choose one platform or tell one agent to get on one platform, what would it be and why?
Okay. Either Instagram or TikTok. Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. So
I thought
why
you were gonna
Instagram
say
over TikTok? I was actually thinking he was going to say Instagram too, but why Instagram over TikTok?
Instagram is a digital business card that TikTok will not be. Instagram is something where, okay, all right, let's go back for 2 seconds. We go to a networking event. How many times have you heard someone say, hey man, are you on Snapchat?
Good question. Yeah. Every time. No, not every time. But
I
I do. There are a lot of people on there, but yeah, they never talk about it. It's not a conversation.
What is it usually?
Yeah, it's Instagram.
Are you on IG? What's your username?
Yeah, what's your handle? Yeah.
It's
and when they say handle, that's what they're talking about.
That's it. Everyone pulls it out. And everyone's like, hey. So that just goes to show how society has ingrained into their mindset of what people go out there to do and how they converse immediately. Like, what is the subconscious saying? The subconscious pulls out the phone and says, hey, let's connect. Every time someone hands me their phone, it's Instagram search engine. Like, I'm like, oh, Instagram. Okay. I'm like, Go figure. It's never LinkedIn. It's never Facebook. Yeah. If it's Facebook, it's with the 87-year-old Mariah, right? She's
come on. There's still a place for Facebook because guess what? That's where the people with money are. Don't discount Facebook completely.
No, you're right. But that's why I said starting today.
Starting today, though, right? You're right. Thank you for reeling me in here. Instagram. The reason why I say Instagram, though, not just for that, it's just a platform that allows me to post any type of content. It allows me to do so many different things like DMs and IG Reels and stories, and I can Pinterest save, right, content. I can share stuff. I can make videos. I can make posts. I can do highlights.
Are there analytics on TikTok?
Analytics. There's so much on there. Yeah. Now I can start making money off of Instagram. Now it allows me to do that option. There's so many things that Instagram itself allows me to do. And I don't know if you can read it backwards, but that right there says good artists copy, great artists steal. Okay. That is my favorite quote of all time by this guy, Picasso.
Nice.
And he once said, good artists copy, great artists steal. And I believe that Instagram is a prime example of just that. They have taken every single platform out there that has been some sort of success. Snapchat is where it started.
Yeah.
Snapchat had the stories.
Stories, yep.
Instagram said, cool, cute. We're going to do that too. Snapchat all of a sudden went down. Instagram went up. Then it was IGTV and YouTube, right? IGTV, then YouTube started doing its thing. YouTube went higher. IGTV, we don't have that much of a push as YouTube does. So we're going to get rid of that. But we're going to do this new thing that this new platform is doing called TikTok. They're doing TikToks. We're going to do IG Reels.
Reels, yep.
Which I got pissed for a second. I'm like, come on, really? Like a new platform is coming in and they're beating you. So you're going to go ahead and be pity like that and try to do that? I don't know about IG Reels, man. Boy, is it doing well now. Both are pushing forward. And then Pinterest comes along, right? You can save stuff. Now Instagram allows you to save stuff. All these things are just merging into one. And I don't know any other platform that is doing that. And that's why I like
knows what they are.
Well, and that it's owned by Facebook, right? Or Meta, right? So the fact that you can post a reel and now it's subservient to the reel on Facebook, is that right? Yeah. Like it just goes there and you only did it once. It's just they work together in correlation.
I find it to be easier to post on, easier to grow on, easier to connect with people on. The interface is very attractive and easy for.
Well, you talked about DMs
or anyone. DMs are very.
DMs are big, right? Because TikTok has no DMs. Well,
they added it.
It does. It's just not as attractive as it is on Instagram. Instagram is just easier to access it.
Well, originally you both had to follow each other on TikTok.
Correct.
Right. And now TikTok allows it where anybody can DM you. But what's even more interesting with TikTok, which I'm hoping Instagram will also add, is when you share on TikTok, it says, would you like to follow this person? So if I take one of Ed's videos and share it to you, Melody, it'll say, before you watch it, it'll say, would you also like to follow this guy? That's like, how powerful is that? TikTok knows how to grow. And if Instagram added that, that'd be.
Yeah, TikTok knows how to grow. I don't know if Instagram does, but yet Ed was saying Instagram.
Because it's already a mature platform.
It's a mature platform that is
people on it,
and it's still continuing to evolve and get better. And I'm sure something new is coming any day now because I feel like they haven't added something new soon.
How many times have you been in a conversation and someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm not on TikTok"? For me, especially with realtors, it's been far more than I anticipated. Like, no, I don't mess with TikTok. Like, oh. So that was always interesting to me.
But everyone's on Instagram.
Just about. If they're not on Instagram, like he said, it's like, I don't know what you're doing with yours.
And you should. And if you notice that on TikTok, on the accounts, there's only 2 other social media platforms that you are allowed to advertise on your TikTok profile. Like right next to your username, there's edit profile, and then there's a little button. What are those 2 options?
Instagram for sure.
And
the other I thought the other one was Snapchat.
Twitter?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
Only 2 platforms that TikTok allows you to go to from TikTok. Instagram doesn't have that option. Instagram doesn't have that in your bio where, oh, hey, connect with this account also on TikTok or YouTube. Nope.
Well, they just added it, but I don't know how well it works. They added the links to different.
Those are just links, though.
Yeah, they are just links. You're right.
They are, but you just only in bio, not in the description.
Right.
Yep.
That's
Instagram is very protective of like just stay here. And I mean, YouTube too, right? YouTube wants you to stay within their platform.
Yes.
TikTok's like, put it everywhere.
Yes.
As long as we watermark it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally, TikTok is doing exactly what we all want in a very sneaky way. And
Yep.
this is why they're growing so rapidly and why I continuously think that TikTok is not going to die anytime soon. And for those naysayers that said TikTok is going to be banned and taken down, not a chance. You can go on my YouTube and see a video from like two years ago where I talked about it. I said it's not going anywhere. People say it's banned. It's not going anywhere. It's 2 years later. It's still not going anywhere.
And even if it was, let's say, to go somewhere, you don't think they're going to recreate themselves somehow?
They already did, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I mean, not to go too far down this path, but CapCut is really just TikTok. It's just TikTok without the social, but they have the social element, but nobody's using it.
Right.
So really, you can just turn that on.
That's
I think it's interesting.
So in every episode, Ed, we challenge people to do something from what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think should be the challenge? Since you're the brand strategist, I want to know how you think. So think about realtors listening. They've been in the business for a while. They're kind of on social, but they don't know how to like take their social to the next level.
They get one activity.
Done deal. Connect with 3 new people that are in your area. 3 people that you do not know. They don't know you. You don't know them. You don't follow them. They don't follow you. Message them, reach out to them, connect with them on a DM.
Just 3 random people.
Slide right on in there. Don't even ask permission.
Here. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now just to make people feel a little bit more comfortable. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on to my search engine. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Great. I'm going to type in Somerville, NJ, because this is where I live, right? Somerville, NJ.
You have 50-some thousand people they only have 500. Aren't they going to feel weird?
Not at all.
Well, that's the thing. These are people that don't know each other.
Exactly.
They don't know anything about it.
That's right. This is the most recently posted in my town. Most recently, all right? There's food, earrings, and I don't know what else. Here is some sort of
the earring person.
I don't know what this is, but this is some sort of restaurant, I guess. Cool. B2. Oh, hold on. They follow me. Never. Okay, perfect. Shop at Bridgewater. All right. This is a mall. I don't follow them. They don't follow me. They have 2,000 plus followers. They have a lot of content. They seem like they're in my area, and they are. So I'll just go down the line, like some of their stuff. All right. I'll engage a little bit.
Tap on the image. Yeah.
Liking the purses.
I don't know if everybody can see that. Yeah.
Purses, whatever that might be. All right. Let's find something. Okay. All right. Here's some summer sale. Cool. Great. I'll like that. All right. And I'll comment on it. Little heart eye emoji. All right. And I'll say, ooh, can't wait. All right. Oh, can't wait. Right there.
Now, whenever he comments, you can see his expression.
I know.
Right? Boom. Commented. Okay. It's done. Now, go ahead and reach out to them in a DM. Simple as that. And the DM, which I know Ian has already seen me do this live once before, but this is a video that I send. And I don't send a text. I don't send an audio. I send a video. And I try to go based off of their bio. So their bio, it reads, official Bridgewater Commons shopping mall, explore over 150 leading retail brands and diverse dining. So this is the mall that's 7 minutes away from me. I know exactly who this is. So I would go ahead and reach out to them and just say something like, hey, I don't know who's the account manager of this account, but I'm a local, from local to local. If there's anything I can ever help out with, I love shopping at your mall. I don't know what it is that we can collaborate on, but I would be more than happy to help out. From local to local, I'm here for you. Talk soon.
And you watch now, he's going to sell that mall. We get a commission.
That would be insane, but it wouldn't surprise me.
But it's things like that. That is my next step. And I know we're running out of time here, so I don't want to. But that's the video that I would send to them and say, hey, again, from local to local. I love that line so much. because it kind of eases things. They don't think that you're a scammer or anything. They just feel like, oh, he's a local person right around the corner, right? It's better when we make cold calls and we say, hey, it's a local realtor here in Austin, Texas, here in wherever you might be, right? Like, this is okay, gotcha. So you're right down the road. This is great. So then you can connect a little bit more. There's more relevancy. And that's how I craft my messages. And so I would send a video message, no more than 15 seconds. Don't make it long. So that's my challenge. Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird.
That's my challenge, Melody. This is what I would challenge people, is engage with people just like that. It doesn't hurt. 3 new people. That's it.
That's a great challenge. Ian?
I think it's great. All right. We've got a sign off message, and it goes, don't let indecision beat your decision. I know, it's good, right? Anyway, thanks so much, Ed. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we look forward to talking to y'all in the next one.